Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 4 Career Mode. Today we go to Daytona and Atlanta for both the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series. So we're going to jump right into the action. There you see the truck that we'll be driving this season. It might be a little bit of some color changes with the rims. I know one of my subscribers, Michael, noted that we could maybe change the color of the rims. So we might change them up here. But we come straight to the Daytona race here in the Truck Series. Like I said, subscribers will be in the truck this season. I will be running a part-time schedule, so I'm going to be in some of the races. I will be in both races today at Daytona and Atlanta, but in the next episode we're going to start having subscribers in the truck as we come through out of turn 2. We started in the back of the field. It's Daytona. The plate tracks are really hard to qualify at. I mean, qualifying in this game is really tough in general. I mentioned this before, that it felt like 704 went back to what they did in the past, making qualifying extremely hard. So that's unfortunate, but as you see at the midway point of this race, we continued to move forward, and as we came to the final lap, we had actually climbed up into P3 behind our teammate of Austin Hill. I then realized right here, we weren't going to be able to pass Austin Hill successfully, so I said, well, since he's a teammate, you know what, I'm actually going to just push him to the victory as we came out of turn 4, pushing Hill down the straightaway. He's side by side there with Ben Rhodes coming to the line through the tri-oval. It was a side-by-side finish for the win, but it was Austin Hill, our teammate, who got the victory. So now we come through into the Xfinity Series here at Daytona, our first full-time race in the Xfinity Series. As I would cross the line, we would go, I would call the lap there. I wouldn't make a second lap, so then I would retire, and surprisingly, we go P35, not dead last. I was very happy with that, so we get ready to go green here at Daytona for the Xfinity Series. Obviously, we're going to have some Cup Series hot seats coming up fairly shortly, so I'm excited for those, but Joey Gate's having a stellar weekend. He has a fast car. Christopher Bell, engine change after qualifying, so he is starting at the back, and Justin Haley will join him after failing optical scanning station multiple times as we get ready to go green here at Daytona. You may notice there I changed a bit of the colors on our custom car. Now as we get ready to go green, and the green flag is out. We are underway here at Daytona for our first full-time race in the Xfinity Series. Obviously, we're running a custom car for Stewart-Haas Racing this season in the Xfinity Series. Next season, I'm probably going to drive a real car on a real team instead of a custom car, but I decided, I know some people did want a custom car, so I was like, okay, we'll do it for the Xfinity Series at least now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. Obviously, this first stage, and maybe even the second stage, will be tough to get some points. We don't have a whole lot of time to work our way forwards now as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway for the first time here at Daytona. Already going 3 wide. There's the Elliott Sadler up on the outside there as we head down towards turns 3. I was pretty confident we had the pace to at least get up inside of the top 10 here today, but you see me losing some ground early on, but as we came to the next lap here on lap 2, the 11 of Justin Haley, he had actually been side drafting me, so I let him have the position, and then we would actually be able to get back past him as we came to lap 4 in stage 1 of 6. Only 3 to go at this point. We had moved up to P31 behind our Stewart-Haas Racing teammate of Cole Custer. We know Custer is probably going to be a big factor this season. He has had a very strong season, so we know that he is definitely going to be a factor now as we head down this back straightaway. At this point on the final lap of the stage, we had gotten past our teammate Custer, now up to P25, up to 24th behind the Lombard Bros gaming car Ryan Sieg as we come through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time here in stage 1. Down the front straightaway as we exit turns 4. Not going to be any stage points for us in this stage, but we've done a decent job moving our way forwards in the amount of time that we've gotten, and we come through to cross the line to get P23 here in stage 1. Tyler Reddick wins the first stage of the season, so a great start for Reddick, and the two cars been so good in real life, but we cut straight through to the start of stage 2 as the green flag would be back out from P23. Obviously no stage points for us here at the start, but I'm confident that at the end of stage 2 we can at least be maybe just inside the top 10, or at least just outside of it now as we're behind the Panini car of Grant Galding, the Lil Nas X car we'll call it now, as we go through turns 1 of the inside of the 01 of Smithley. Now the 78, I believe that's BJ McLeod, that's how you pronounce his name. Now has come through towards the exit of turns 2, heading down this back straightaway. A little bit of contact there with the car on my outside the 0 car. But now up into P18, and as we came through to lap 4 of 7 in stage 2, we had gotten up into the top 15 right here, dropping down to the inside. I had actually gotten up on the outside, drafting with Noah Gregson in the number 9 cars. Head down this back straightaway. Still surprising that he hasn't won an Xfinity race this season in real life, but we would get past him, and as we came to the final lap of the second stage, now up into P10, now making a pass for 9th, pushing Justin Allgaier down the back straightaway here as he runs in that 8th position. As it was very weird up towards this top 10, it was very deorganized. It wasn't a pack race at all up here, which was very odd to see now as it came through turns 3 and turns 4 behind us. Everyone's organized and pack racing, but in front of us, and it's just all over the place. It was very confusing now as we head down this front straightaway for the final time in this second stage as we come through to cross the line, just edging out the 93 of Jeff Green to get P8 there. I was thinking of maybe trying to go and let Green pass to get a inside lane starting spot because that's obviously the better lane, but the points are so important, and it's going to be a big importance this season. But we would pit for 1 can of fuel, and I would take 4 tires, thinking that's what the AI were going to do. Unfortunately, they took 2 tires. It was in the back of my head that they might take 2, but I decided to go for 4 tires. We dropped down to P25. That's not an AI thing. That was all on me. So obviously, we're going to have to learn from that, and maybe should have taken 2 tires. As the third stage, though, is underway here in Daytona, once again behind the little Panini car, as we come through 13 laps to go in our debut as a full-time Xfinity driver here in the Xfinity Series as we go down towards turns 1 and turns 2 for the first time of this third and final stage. 3 wide up ahead with Gregson, and there's a couple other cars going 3 wide up ahead, so very interesting moves by them, and they might regret that here in the long run as we exit turn 2, heading down this back straightaway. The 0-1 has a bit of a run. That's Stephen Light, or Stephen Light, however you pronounce his first name now, as we go down towards turns 1. Morgan Shepard in the 89 on the outside. They should have really put Landon Castle in that car because he is so much faster in that car. It's amazing how good Castle can do in that 89 car as we come towards the exit of turns 4, heading down this front straightaway, using that draft, building up a lot of momentum down this front straightaway, actually, as we go through into the trial. We're getting under the yellow line, so I actually get out of the throttle to make sure we don't make a pass on Ryan Seek, who is on my outside, as I just made a little bit of a mistake and went under that line. Now as we go down towards turns 1, back inside the top 20. My restarts haven't been very good so far, but we would continue to run down through the inside lane and get up to P14 as we came to just 10 laps to go in this race, still behind the Panini car of Gaulding, and now as we came to lap 25, now in P10, still behind the Panini car as we go down this back straightaway on the inside there of Joey Gase, I believe that is in the 36, as we go down towards turns 1 and turns 2. So running pretty strong in the top 10. Austin Cindric leading this race. You can see no one was really able to close in on him. Cindric had a rocket. Someone couldn't even close into his back bumper, which was very odd now as we came through now on lap 26. So trying to make a pass for 9, still pushing the Panini car, but the caution would actually come out and set us up for a late race restart here in Daytona. No one was pitting, so I couldn't figure out who brought the caution out, and it didn't show it in the replays either. So we would get right back into the racing here at Daytona. Austin Cindric leads the way as he tries to get win number 1 on the season as we have just 4 laps to go here in Daytona. So obviously not a lot of time, as I believe that 36 was not Joey Gase. It looks like that is Josh Williams now as we go down towards turns 1. Once again, not a very good restart for myself, but we would be able to regroup eventually, or get back, I guess you should say, in the drive. We had actually dropped down to P17 with 3 laps to go, making it 3 wide there with Elliott Sadler and the 99. I would back out of the throttle and try to get to the inside lane. So just the restarts have been our biggest issue so far, and as we came through to start the final lap, we had moved up into P13, and once again, there's a Panini car. We've seen that car so many times in this race as we go down towards turns 1 and turns 2. Austin Cindric continuing to lead the way. Like I said, no one could quite get to his back bumper, so that was very weird. I've never really seen anything like that in NASCAR Heat 2, Heat 3, and now Heat 4, so it's certainly something new to me now as we go down this back straightaway. 3 wide for the final time here in Daytona. Can we get a top 10 in our first full-time Xfinity Series start as we go down towards turns 1 and turns 2? Not a lot of help from the draft up ahead as we come through the center of the corner now towards the exit of turns 4. Austin Cindric leads the way there as we make a little bit of contact with the 0-8, and more is made as Austin Cindric, though, will win in Daytona as we're going to come through to cross the line to get a 10th place finish here in Daytona. So a very strong effort, I guess, for us. It would have been nice if we could have had a better restart there on that final restart to get a better finish. But Austin Cindric locked into the playoffs as well as he won, I think, stage 2. So he's got a good bunch of playoff points. So we would cut straight through into the Truck Series race here at Atlanta. It wasn't really much to show. I actually led the race, and we would come through easily through turns 3 and turn 4 with no contenders at all behind us as Sauter was falling back. So we would easily win here in Atlanta for the Truck Series, as we will have subscribers in the car after this one. So we come through now to Atlanta in the Xfinity Series. we had a really good qualifying effort, but Austin Cedric, he just doesn't look like himself right now. Austin Hill failed technical inspection, so he is starting at the back. Jeremy Clements gave up qualifying position for new tires, so he will also be joining Austin Hill, our Truck Series teammate, at the back of the field. So we get ready to go green here in the Xfinity race at Atlanta. We have 3 SHR cars lined up on the bottom as Briscoe, Custer in 3rd, and myself in 5th. Tyler Reddick on that front row, joining Briscoe in that 2nd position as we go down towards turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Michael Lynette on my outside in the JRM Motorsports car, just the JRM car I should say, now as we go through turns 1 and turns 2. Behind us we got Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 18 for the IK9 Toyota Camry of Joe Gibbs Racing now as we head down this back straightaway. On the inside at this point into turn 3 of Tyler Reddick as we have Briscoe, a teammate of ours, and then Custer, another teammate of ours, running 1-2. So we make it Stuart Haas Racing 1-2-3 on the opening lap here at Atlanta, and we would be able to continue running in this 1-2-3 for a majority of this opening part of this first stage. As Reddick, he would try to make some moves here and there, but couldn't quite make it happen as we came to just 3 to go already in the stage. Only 9 laps in stage 1, but continuing to run 1-2-3, and we were showing a lot of speed, so we could come now to the final lap, still 1-2-3, but this time Tyler Reddick on my inside as we go down towards turns 3 for the final time here in stage 1, just trying to hold on to that 3rd position. Now as we come through the center of the corner, Chase Briscoe trying to get stage win number 1 on the season as we exit turns 4. It's Briscoe first, Custer second as we build up a run, but it's not going to be enough as we get P3 here in stage 1. Custer barely edges us out for second, and Briscoe gets a playoff point added to his name after a stage win here in Atlanta. You see the tire wear not looking good. We're running on 2X right now, and I think that's a pretty good balance, so we're going to see exactly how that works out. We definitely will need to pit at the end of stage 2 as we're ready to go green here for the 2nd stage in Atlanta. And you could see how good we were on the top. I was pretty confident here as the 2nd stage begins that if we can just run the bottom, I think we're going to probably be the fastest car on the track. It seems almost the AI is a little bit too easy at Atlanta. Actually, after this race, I went and had to check the AI difficulty to make sure I was running on Legend because I was surprised with how fast they weren't. So it was certainly a bit of a shock to me, but as we came through now on lap 2, you see myself looking to the inside there of our teammate of Chase Briscoe. We had gotten past Cole Custer and now trying to make a move for the lead now as we came towards the exit of turns 2, heading down now this back straightaway side by side for the lead here in Atlanta now as we try to take over the command position as we go down towards turns 3, and we have the position at the moment, but we get onto the apron just a little bit sideways now, but we save it, and now Briscoe fights back on the outside as we exit turn 4, heading down this front straightaway. A little bit of contact there on the left rear as we're trying to side draft him, but a little bit more contact made, but we keep it as clean as possible as we go down towards turns 1. The 2 SHR drivers battling it out for the lead as we come through the center of the corner, and we have the momentum towards the exit of turn 2. We clear Briscoe for the lead position, and now as we came to lap 6, continuing to lead this race with 4 to go in the 2nd stage. As you see behind us, the 23 of John Hunter Nemechek had actually climbed up into that 2nd position, but we come straight to the final lap now through turns 3 and turn 4. It actually pulled away a bit, and it was an easy stage win for me as we came through the exit of the corner, coming down the front straightaway. We win stage 2, so like I said, a very easy stage victory, which I was not expecting. Tires were very, very worn at this point, but we now have a playoff point, and you see the right rear down to 17%. So obviously we pit for 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires and come out in P1 for the start of this 3rd and final stage, looking for our first ever Xfinity Series win and just our 2nd full-time start of our Xfinity Series career. 19 laps to decide if we can hold on to our first win in this series. We already have a win in the Truck Series at the same track just a few moments ago. Obviously, that puts our truck team in the playoffs. It's not going to be me in the truck for the playoffs. Obviously, it'll be one of our subscribers kind of just swapping around in the playoffs now as we go down towards turn 3 and turn 4. At this point on lap 30, we just continued to hold on to this lead as we were slowly approaching 10 laps to go. Now we come to 10 to go, running this top lane, and I was 100% sure if I had dropped down to the bottom, we could have easily driven away from the 23 of John Hunter Nemechek. The AI was just not really driving like they were on Legend at all. They were, though. Obviously, like I said, I went and made sure, but I've been hearing a lot that the AI at Atlanta were pretty easy, which is unfortunate, but we come straight through now to the final lap of this 3rd stage. Just no contention at all as I was just continuing to run the top, and that was the only way that John Hunter Nemechek could stay within range now as we come towards the exit of turn 2. The tire icon on the screen, the tires are very worn, but it doesn't matter as we have a half a lap to go, looking for our first ever Xfinity Series win as we once again run the top through turns 3 and turns 4. Nemechek, he is fairly close, but he's not going to be close enough as we come towards the exit of turns 4. We are going to get our first ever Xfinity Series win here of our career. A dominating performance for us here at Atlanta. It's very unfortunate that the AI aren't tougher, but I know going into the next one at Las Vegas, it's probably going to be a completely different story as I completely screw up the burnout there. But Las Vegas, every time we go there, I struggle a lot. So we're going to see how it goes. Actually had to, like I said, turn the AI down there last time we went for a hot seat because the AI were so tough. So I know at Vegas we're probably going to struggle, so it's nice to get a win so early on in the season to put ourselves in the playoffs. So we already cannot have to worry for the rest of the regular season unless we have more than 12 drivers get one win. Then it's going to be a different story, but we blow the engine there at the end. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very appreciated. We actually lead the point standings now, so that's also a very good incentive for us. As you can see there, we have an 8-point lead over Tyler Reddick. There's a playoff grid on the screen, that at least the top 8. So that will do it for this episode. So thank you everyone for watching. In the next one, we'll be going to Las Vegas and I think ISM Raceway. But I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching and have yourselves a great day.